Hey everyone.
Hi, I lost you guys. How are we? What's vibes? How are we doing?
Good. Is this going to be episode 1? This might be
Yeah,
episode 1.
ideally, we've recorded episode 1 about 4 times now. So
Yeah.
everyone's like, "What episode are these clips from? I love this clip." I'm like, you're never gonna find it. It's in the depths of the trash.
We're playing Christmas music in the house right now. We
All right.
Taryn came over like a week or two ago because she had a doctor's appointment, and she saw our setup. And Lex always just has like music going on Spotify, and we just turned on Christmas music. And I know there's like a debate before, like, with Thanksgiving whether you play Christmas music or not. And I'm into it this year. Like,
Have you not been? Is there just a change of heart?
no, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the holidays just could go by so quickly, and then it's just like, oh, Christmas is here, then it's gone. So I'd rather just listen to music longer. But it's so sunny and bright and like warm outside. It just like doesn't fit the vibe at all.
Totally.
This is the good side. I listen to Christmas music right after Halloween every year. It starts right after Halloween, and
Yeah, I can get behind that.
it's just such a vibe change. It's like more that where it's like now it's cozy time, and I kind of like the music. It's like cute jazz vibes. T, you don't strike me as a Christmas music fan.
I'm like week of kind of guy probably, you know.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine you putting it on. I can't imagine you going to Spotify and typing in Christmas holiday songs. Do you look up like Hanukkah songs?
No,
Are
I
there
don't think
Hanukkah songs? I just know like the Adam Sandler Hanukkah songs.
that might be the source of the problem. No, I always
That's the
grew up
song.
celebrating both. And I think Taryn and I still will probably when we have our own place. We're
you guys had those
living with parents,
conversations?
so
With your plus ones, like how you want to do holidays and like what you'll talk to them about with like not
in
even
depth.
just holidays, but like religion. Like will you tell them religion stuff?
Wait, what do you mean tell them religion?
Your kids.
Oh. Yeah,
I think
so.
Taryn and I have started those conversations. Yeah. We've started
Do you
them.
disagree?
No, I think it's going to be like we're going to go with the exposure method of like, here's everything that's out there. Here's how we were raised. Try and celebrate all the good holidays, take the cultural stuff. But I can't see myself forcing religion onto my kids, like traditional organized religion onto kids.
Fair.
I'm
yours.
I'm like hardcore parenting my kids until they're 18. You're going to do what I say. You're going to learn what I learn.
I'm going to give my kids the Andreessen Tech Manifesto.
What is that? What's the Andreessen Tech Manifesto?
Oh, it's this thing that went viral that's like, you know, Taryn, how like Silicon Valley is like as much as it is a geography, it's like a state of mind and
it's
of beliefs.
A way of life.
Yeah, no, it's like the growth mindset and the progress over everything, and growth solves problems. And the Andreessen, one of the most famous venture capitalists, like wrote this manifesto that went viral and made waves. And I found a lot of it to be very compelling, actually. It was just like a nice crystallization of, what that mindset is. And I think a lot of those principles are right and what I'll force down my kids' throats.
I hate that saying. It is disgusting to say I hate it. I hate it. Don't say that again.
Forcing something down some's throat.
It's
why is that a saying?
I don't know. It's like it literally brings me back to I used to hate liquid medicine when I was a kid, like cough medicine, and I had Sandra was like our live-in nanny, and I spit it up on her one time when she tried to put it in my mouth, and then every time that I was sick, Jason and Brett had to hold me down on the kitchen table, and she would put it in my mouth, and that is what that
from like the little cup, or was it like the little syringe type of push?
Either. Any way to get that in my mouth, they would have done it, and they did. It was fucking awful.
But yeah,
cute. Well,
guys,
I'm glad that everyone's
meeting.
having. Oh no, go ahead, T.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm sorry for being late. I was coming from a meeting with this guy named Justin, who is building actually a really cool app for creators to collaborate together. So you like open up your app and you see this map of like creators that are roughly your size, roughly similar followings or whatever.
Literal map?
And
Like a
Yeah,
snap
like a
map?
like a Snapchat, like Snapchat's map.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't use Snapchat, but you can see creators in your area. You could post like, "Hey, I'm trying to throw the world's biggest pizza party, and like I want to do a collaboration." And like other creators can like come to events. You can DM creators that are your size, all that stuff. We all know it's like a good idea. A bunch of people have tried it. We'll see if they can pull it off. Anyways, I was catching up with this guy, and he's like, I actually know someone who used to work at Patreon. He's like, "Do you know Anthony Privatelli?"
Aww.
I didn't know what to say because, like, obviously I'm like so close with it. I didn't want to be like, yeah, actually, I have to go run because I'm gonna go record a podcast with Tony.
Who is he? What's his last
I'm
name?
about
What's
to
his name?
collaborate with him.
His name's Justin, and he's a NorCal guy. He's a San Jose guy and is working with his brother actually and a couple creators building this app. But I just thought that was so funny because what do you say there? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go record a podcast with him. He's my bestie.
It's so
But
opposite
why
too,
wouldn't
'cause, like,
you say that? Not the podcast, but why wouldn't you say he's one of my best friends who was in my wedding?
I don't know. I just said, oh yeah, we worked at Patreon, but I think he was doing wire fraud or something. He got in trouble or something like that. I just left it at that. No.
You're
No,
like, no,
I
yeah,
said
he's a pretty good guy, except did you hear about his recent allegations?
Yeah. They say he's locked up for like another 18 months. But then you should totally meet him. He's also in the creator space.
Wait,
So why'd you meet up with
anyone
him?
sign up? I want to see it.
I don't think it's open. I think it's like 100 creators right now.
Invite
Or
only
something
type
like
of
that.
thing?
Yeah.
That's
but
cool.
you should meet with him. I was just meeting with
Apparently,
him. He
I
wanted
know
to
him.
meet and
Wait, did you say I know him?
I think he said he knows you.
Oh,
I'm sure he'll reach out or I'll connect you guys or whatever, but
Oh, nice.
it's a small world.
oh, nice, sweet.
That's so nice. Wait,
What's
T,
going on
were
with you guys? Oh.
Wait, were you meeting with him to do like you were gonna invest or what's the thing?
Usually, the first meeting is just like get to know you, introductory, no goals or agenda or anything like that. Like I just take these types of meetings and then like maybe in 3 months or 6 months, I invest or join as an advisor or
Have they
or just
raised
stay in
any
touch
money?
and root for them. They raised a few $100,000. It's like 7 of them.
7?
7
Wait,
people.
they raised more than a few $100,000. It's for 7 people.
I think it might be like half founders and half like a couple engineers or something. I don't know. I didn't dig into the details of that, but yeah, he
Some
said they raised a few
volunteers.
$100K and some engineer volunteers. I don't think those exist.
They don't exist.
They're pretty in
Not-
demand. Tony would know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys get up to today? What's going on?
You go
Go ahead,
first, Dan.
Taryn. Oh, me? What did I do today? Dude, I'm just working. Like, for 3 things at once. It's like, I sent a tweet. So I'm building, Benji, the little earnings dashboard thing. I sent
3
one
companies
tweet today. Yeah. I sent one tweet today, like basically saying like, hi, like we're building this app, like looking for Sigma testers, not beta testers. I thought that was
What's
like
Sigma?
It's so stupid.
What's Sigma?
No, it's just like a Sigma, It's like better than Alpha.
Why didn't you say like Alpha? Is Sigma
Sigma's
better
like
than Alpha?
the thing. Sigma's like the thing on TikTok.
It must be a Gen Z thing that we don't understand that Tony does.
But basically, I sent this tweet and I've got like 1 follower. And then as I'm sending it, I get this notice that my account's suspended. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, it just must be these new rules of like not logging in for a while and then sending a tweet or something. So they're like,
Did you call someone a Sigma? That's hate speech.
Dude, I like reread the tweet like 7 times. I'm like, did I do something wrong here?
Dude, you were blowing up. They had to slow you down.
Yeah, dude, it's so you have like these thoughts. You're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then I'll get this traction, and then you like send the tweet, and it's just like crickets. You're just like, fuck. Like, what do you expect, right?
Every once in a while, I post something that I am positive is gonna like fly off the shelves, and it's just not even. It's just nothing. And I was at the ASU UCLA. I was at the ASU UCLA game the other day, and we got front row seats, and it was so fun to get to like see the players up close. But there was this player that was huge, like so thick. And the guy next to me kept
Sigma.
going like, yes,
Total
absolute
Sigma.
Total
The
Sigma
guy-
energy.
The guy next to me kept going, dude, isn't his legs huge? And I was like, yeah, that's a big boy. And then at some point he gets hurt and he sits down facing us, not the game. So he's just sitting there facing us. And he looks so sad. And so I like filmed him and like zoomed in and whatever. And then I posted this TikTok today of him with like this song in the background that I put like, he's a sad baby boy. So I don't know, something. And I was like, this is going to be funny. It's like sports. He's like a big ASU guy, whatever. And like it got 30 likes. And I'm just like, okay, I know
On TikTok
nothing.
or Instagram?
TikTok, which is really where I thought it would have flown. But I guess that's not my audience.
I saw it on your. I saw it on TikTok. I think I liked it.
Was it funny?
No, I literally thought he was looking at you because I was like, does this guy see you filming?
He was just sat there so sad. I was like, what are you doing? Why don't you at least face the field? Like your team is still playing. It was so weird.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, Anthony is building 3 businesses. That's why he was saying that he's
busy.
Half businesses.
So he's
And if you call this podcast a business, it's the 4th.
Yeah.
with potentially the most upside. Who knows? Who's to say? Are you at liberty to share any of them? Or like what you're most excited about? Or is this like, I don't know what you're supposed to do when you're in this stage.
Yeah. It depends on the day, honestly, like what I'm excited about. But the main business that I'm trying to build is focused around creator research. And that's what I raised. I raised a couple $100,000 from a VC, and that's what I'm like trying to actually build out. And essentially it's a marketplace for companies or small teams or startups that are building a new feature, building a new company, basically building for content creators, but they don't have access to them and they want to get some feedback on designs or feedback on whether this would be useful for podcasters if someone's building a podcasting app or whatever it might be. So we have a network of creators and we basically just connect them to either take surveys or do like one-on-one calls. And we charge the business, a flat rate to talk to the creators. And then they also provide like an incentive for the creators to take a survey. And that's going okay.
Done.
Yeah, thank you.
That boy knows how to pitch his product.
I get nervous pitching in front of you guys.
In front of us?
Yeah.
Actually?
Kinda. Yeah.
Aw, Tone. Why?
Anyway.
It's like such an obvious thing to us. If you were like, yeah, I'm trying to connect furries to business leaders or something, then I would be like, well, I guess that is technically what you're doing.
Some furries.
It's kind of what you're doing.
It is. They don't have access to furries. We've got furries. Oh my gosh.
Dude, that's
so funny, Turn.
As for what I'm building, a whole pile of nothing. Actually, you guys, I didn't even tell you. I hired someone. I want to make a deck of cards, and I hired a designer, and they start next week, I think.
Dude, hell yeah.
So I shipped them all my Figma, like musings and everything that I built, and they're really excited. They're like a designer in Mexico that I just love their work. I found them on Behance.
Wait, like an ace through two through ace type of deck of cards? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah. It's a regular deck of cards that'll just look really cool and people want to have a deck of cards on hand. It's cute. But then on each card, there's like a conversation topic in the middle. So like a fun question so that even if you don't want to play cards, you can just like whip it out and like start conversation with somebody at the table.
Dude, or cool. if you're playing a card game with your friends and like someone's taking too long on their turn, you can get some like just deep philosophical question to think about while you wait for them to go, where you're like, yeah, how do you live a finite life in an infinite universe? While you're waiting for Taryn to like play her hand.
Are they all deep questions or like trivia stuff?
No. It's all questions like get to know you stuff with people, but like no trivia. But it's fun.
That's a cool idea.
I just thought it like married two things that I love, which is like I do Q's Day. People ask me cool questions and I like that kind of thing. But then I also grew up playing cards and like think that sitting around a table with people and playing a game of cards is like such a fun time.
Yeah.
Such a fun thing to do and waste time. So I just thought it was fun, and I don't know how to sell it. Like, I'm going to need your guys' help because I don't want this to become a thing where I'm like packaging shit at home and like buried in boxes. Like we gave
So you want us to come package shit with you?
Yeah, wait. What do you mean? You mean sell it or
You're like,
ship it?
You're like, I'm gonna need help because I don't want to be like home in the
I don't wanna
garage
do it.
stuffing stuff.
I do.
So can you guys come over?
I guess I just don't know how to like. I don't know how to price it. I don't know the strategy for like going to wholesalers or whatever. If
Wait,
I don't
Taryn,
even
look
know
at
what
like
that
the
is.
average price of deck of cards. Like what is it?
Yeah,
Like
like,
$7?
I don't know. No, like 15 to 25.
Dude, we'll help with that
A
stuff.
deck
That
of
sounds
cards
actually
is
really
not
fun.
$18.
Yes, they are. Especially there's like a whole. Oh
I'm
wow!
looking it
I
up
heard
right
his
now.
little computer slap. He's like, "I'm gonna prove you wrong."
I got a playing deck of cards for $3.
Okay, but not nice cards. These are nice cards. Like there's a website called Art of Play, and there's really like fancy playing cards, and that's the vibe I'm going for.
How much does it cost? What's your landing cost?
Okay, Shark Tank, relax. I unfortunately know nothing about selling a product, so I'm just feeling like this could either be really a cool little side project for me, or it's gonna be so stressful and I'm gonna regret it. Like when people do Kickstarters and then they're like, "That was the worst thing I've ever done." So I just need to make sure that I get ahead of that part of it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Wait, so you're paying a designer, or who are you paying to do what?
I'm paying a graphic designer that I love to like make the cards for me, like to design every card.
And are they printing the cards for you?
No,
as well?
then I'll send them to a printer.
Oh, how much does all that cost?
I don't know. I looked and I thought it wasn't that crazy one time. Like I looked and was like, I could spend $1,500 on some decks of cards, like 200 decks of cards or something.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That sounds fun
Sweet.
as heck. I
Yeah.
feel like you also have another business idea that I think is very good. I don't know if we want to talk about it here. I think we should, but the physical location business, the social club. I think that's so.
Oh, see, I don't
haven't
know
heard
what
of this.
I don't know how to do this, T. I think that you can talk about it. Like, if someone wants to make it, they deserve it.
Physical, what is it?
I generally agree. Yeah, the premise of the idea is like we need like a community form because folks are losing interest in religious institutions, and now we're all working from home. And I was talking about this with Prague the other day too. He's like, "Hey, if you were like going to try and go to a sports bar with your friends to watch a game, like,
Oh, right.
you'd want to go to a place, but they'd all be like grimy and like dirty, and like you need something like a Soho House, but that's not as uppity, you know, that's just a cool hang, a nice vibe. You buy a big warehouse, you have a reading room, you have a game room, you have a sports room, but it's all just like a nice, comfortable place to be. You go on Friday nights, you get a drink with your friends, you play a game, like a way to like get out of the house, but it still has like a homey environment." And then Taryn's had all these ideas around like you could have a bachelorette night and like all the shows, Game of Thrones watch parties, but like a social club. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like my friends aren't in like golf country clubs or tennis country clubs and something, but like that really serves like a really valuable purpose in life to like have that community, that place you want to go to go out and get a drink and socialize. But there's nothing that feels like would fit right for us, you know, which is why Taryn and I are going to launch the Pasadena Social Club or something like that.
The Pasadena
And it's cheap. It's like cheap and affordable.
Presbyterian Church.
Yeah, it's like $250 a month or something. You know, it's not your like $500 or $1,000 a month thing with a $20,000 membership fee, but it has a price point so that like it still feels exclusive and nice, but it's not like uppity.
I just don't know how you do it that it doesn't feel lame. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm gonna go to this place to make friends. It's like it has to be cool on its own so that people want to go. I've actually never even been to Soho House, so I don't even know. But I know it's supposed to be nice and feels exclusive. Have you guys been to one?
Yeah, I've been once or twice. It just like feels, it doesn't feel comfortable. To me, they feel like fancy and too
Very
nice.
clicky. I've been to one in I think I've been to one in Chicago and New York, and you go in there and you'd think that you can just like walk up and like say hi to someone, but people are already in their little groups, and it's just
Totally.
it's kind of snobby. I hate to say it, but
No, I know. That's why
yeah,
we need the non snobby version of that. I think would crush. Where like you have the
Yeah.
big bowl game or the NFL Sunday, and you like want to go and you bring your friends. You can bring a couple of people, and it's just like a nice place to hang out.
this just sounds like a bar that like has more themed nights and
It's just
things that
like
are
a bigger bar with other rooms, maybe. It doesn't even need to.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
the main thing that I get stuck on is like whenever I post about losing church and religion and like leaving that out of my life, people are always like, all these people come out of the woodwork and they're like, all I want to do is have that community. I want to go somewhere once
Yeah.
a week where I know I'm going to run into people. I don't want it to
totally.
be this contentious thing. It doesn't need to surround politics or surround religion or like whatever. It's like, what is the new version of that for people that still care to like be a part of a group? And maybe it's just you have to find it in small things like your running club or like your whatever. But I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's something to crack there, but I don't. It seems really expensive and like it could be really like culty or lame.
Or cool.
I mean, it seems hard to do that for something so niche. Like that's
Yeah.
why there's so many online communities for that, and then they'll have meetups in a bar or like to do a watch party of of like a TV series or a big sporting event or something like that.
I think there's something there. Like the country club without the golf is like, I think there's something there.
Wow, this is like a Shark Tank whole episode.
And for that reason, I'm out. This is a shit idea.
You guys, a girl on my team, well, my ex team, she just ran the New York City Marathon.
Wait, Taryn, you haven't even said anything. Like, tell.
Oh,
tell.
I got let go.
We
They
need,
cut
yeah,
my
we need some
roll.
context. Yeah.
Sorry, they cut my roll. And now I have to figure out what to do, which actually I will share a fun exercise I did around that in a second. But this girl that was on my content team that is awesome just ran the New York City Marathon, and she's been working on it obviously for so long, and it's just so fucking cool. I am so jealous of people that can do something like that. And I'm curious, have you guys ever, like, what is your New York City Marathon that like you've either already done, like something that you're so proud of that was like you just didn't think you could do it, or something that like you actually want to try to do?
I'm gonna sound so lame right now, but I feel this way for the last 2 years because I've never followed the New York City Marathon, but just from it being so inspirational from like TikTok, I'll just like see the feeds and people make such good edits. I'm like, I'm gonna train for this, and I want to do like
Do
New
it.
York City Marathon is something I want to do.
Same. I could
but I
never,
nev-
but I want to.
Yeah, and I actually looked at how do you qualify, and like there's all these things you have to qualify. You have to like run a marathon, or you have to like hit a qualifying time. There's like different ways where you could like enter the lottery, but it's intense. Like I remember friends training for Ironmans and stuff up in SF, and it's just like, dude, it is a full year, everyday commitment to train, and it's just like, damn, where it's like it's a full I'm gonna bust my ass type of deal.
I'm so jealous of that dedication. It's like so cool to me.
Yeah.
It's probably just like therapeutic and soothing and calming to like have a focus like that. That's just like boom, boom, boom. The only thing I can think of, I haven't pushed myself physically in a way that I'm like super proud of. But
That's such a great clip.
why?
I haven't pushed myself physically in a way that I'm proud of.
Tyler, you got big like right before the pandemic. You were lifting pretty heavy.
Yeah,
This
you were.
but this year, because I was nomadic and I was like, oh my God, I can't find the right gym to join. I can't like, because I'm like moving every few weeks. I did this like push-up challenge of doing 300 a day, and I didn't skip one day, and I did it for 6 months.
That's
and
amazing.
I think it came out to be something like 60,000 push-ups in
Wow.
6
And your
months.
shoulders got so big, like noticeably different, like your pecs and your
Thanks.
shoulders. Look at him now.
So I'm
Look
trying
at that
to-
thing. It's taking up the whole screen.
Are you still doing it?
I don't
George?
even fit in the screen. I'm so sorry. That's a Sean joke too. One time I was putting sunscreen on Sean's back.
Lucky.
I was putting sunscreen on Sean's back, and he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. There's so much surface area. This is going to take forever. And now I steal like a version of that joke. I steal a version of that joke every time I can. But yeah, I'm parlaying it into like a lifting program. I like signed up at the gym, and I'm like tracking every lift in the spreadsheet. Also kind of a Sean thing, actually. That's very Sean of me.
You're really Sean focused lately.
Yeah, I am.
It's kind of like everything you care about is Sean related.
Should we tell the audience that our current setup with Sean is he's optional on the calendar invite, so we all log into the studio link and we're equally surprised we don't know which yeah boys are going to be there. That's our current going model. So we just log
know
on
that it
and
will be us
hope to see
three.
Sean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one day it will be Sean, and that will be a very special day.
Yeah.
Terrence,
Guys,
do you
can I
have
show
one?
you this?
Wait, I want to hear, Terry, like, what's your NYC marathon?
I want to just train for something. I want to like train for a couple months for something. I don't care what it is, but like, and I want there to be a date that like matters. So like if it's like a big backpacking trip, I don't want to do that, but something like that. Or like, I don't know, like a sprint triathlon, even like something small. I don't care if it's not like the biggest thing in the world. I just want to like push myself and learn a new thing. And my neighbor is like he's probably like our dad's age. He rides his bike every day with like all the bells and whistles and the zip shirt and the whole thing. And I'm like so jealous. Every time I see him go out on the street, I'm like, you're so fucking cool. So it would just be ideal if at some point I can get to a thing like that where it's like, I have all the gadgets from a day that I trained, and I have like my little water bottle that goes in my pocket. Like, I don't know. I feel like that would be fun. I could just buy those.
But yours
things,
is physical fitness, like towards physical fitness type of thing.
Yeah, like when people talk about their experience running a marathon or doing a triathlon, and they say that they get to the point where they like can't believe that their body is still moving, but it's just going. I want to experience that.
Yeah.
There's
like little half marathons in LA and Orange County in like February and March. So
I feel like
Book
Anthony,
it.
you could do that
Dude,
really
we'll
fast.
cheer you on.
Like
I want to
you
do a
could-
half marathon.
You already can run so easily.
Yeah, I want to do a half marathon and just see what my body feels like. There's like little things like your calf starts to hurt, or like your Achilles tendon that you like don't ever think about. You start to feel it, and you're just like, holy shit, like this is crazy. So it's like
I've been really.
I'd be down to do it. I'll do it with you. We'll push each other.
Okay, you'll crush me, but I would be down. I've been going to this boxing class that I love, and I've been trying to get Tyler to come with me because he lives closer.
Is it a Rumble?
No, it's called Box Union, but it's box to the beat, and so it's like it almost feels like a dance class, but it doesn't look like a dance class. And there's like almost equal men and women. It just feels very cool. And at the end, they always do those like, close your eyes, put your hand in your heart, and say 3 affirmations to yourself. Like, I don't know if you guys have had that in a workout class where they do like some level of like tell yourself something. Have you guys ever had that?
No.
Are you serious?
No. I mean, I don't really like do train. I don't do like the yogi.
You do.
Type
You do
stuff.
Orange Theory. They do that
I,
sometimes
like,
at the end when you're
they
like,
don't-
I'm shocked.
I've never done that.
I wanted to know what your guys' affirmations were, but I guess this is a moot point.
No.
Have you ever been asked to give yourself an affirmation?
Give me an example. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
What's the example of that?
Like someone being like at the end of an event, and they're like, all right, everybody, like just close your eyes, be proud of yourself, tell yourself 1 or 2 affirmations. Like, you never had that?
No.
No.
The world doesn't care about us men. We just suffer internally.
Dude, you know what I tell myself in my head when I'm working out? Like when I was doing the push-ups to get me through that. It's so cheesy, but I saw a TikTok one time and it
Wait,
said,
can I guess? Do you go, make Sean proud? Make Sean proud.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, it was that.
Who's going to carry the boats?
No. I saw this TikTok and it was like, don't ask yourself if you feel motivated to work out. Like, you'll only feel motivated, what, 60% of the time, 70% of the time? They're like, you've already lost the battle once you ask yourself if you feel like doing it.
Yeah.
And that just like went straight into my veins. And for the push-up thing, I was just like, okay, it doesn't matter how I feel about this. Like, I've already decided I'm going to do it. Yeah, sure, some days I want to do it, some days I don't want to do it, but just skip that step entirely of even asking yourself if you feel motivated or want to do it. That
Yeah,
worked for me.
It's like the dedication over motivation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Motivation's fleeting. It like comes and goes. So why rely on that for anything, you know?
I am shocked that you guys have never been asked to give yourself an affirmation. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Like, what does that look like? What does that sound like? It's like, oh yeah, good job.
Yeah, give us an
me.
example.
What is it like? What is that? What's an affirmation?
Like being like I am strong. I am.
No, I don't think guys do that. Do guys
No.
do that?
Like some probably, but like that. That's so...
Like before you go for a bench, you're like, I am strong. I'm going to do this. You do.
Darren, I just
don't.
told you that my strategy is not checking how I feel about a thing.
Yeah.
Most group classes I go to, at the end, it's like, have a moment with yourself, like, and then literally they say like, give yourself an affirmation or like 3 affirmations or whatever. And Cami and I talked about this the other day. Like, what do we always tell ourselves?
What do you tell yourself?
What do you tell yourself?
I always say, I am healthy. Of course. I say, I am healthy. I am strong. And like,
I'm the leader of the Yeah Boys podcast. I am the CEO of the Yeah Boys podcast.
I am in financial ruin.
Yeah, I swear, like right after you get out of the workout, I feel like life just hits you back in the face, and you're just like, "Fuck, I'm worthless. I have no job."
Try some affirmations.
Wait, you guys know what I just realized is there's 4 Yeah Boys and 0 W2 employees.
None of us are employed.
None of it, and the one that's not here is the closest to the W2 job.
Yeah, cute.
Can I tell you guys? Can I show you my thing of the week, like the thing I bookmarked that I wanted to talk to you about? Okay.
Please.
This actually is related to what we were talking about earlier. Let me start with a question. Will you force your sport on your kid? Like when you have a kid, and not force, I mean like make sure that they attempt it once to try it out. Like Taryn, will you do that? Tony, will you do that with hockey?
100%.
Yeah, me too.
1000%. Like this is where parenting comes in, right? Like definitely like going to push them into something, like do have some sort of influence on them, right? But then obviously like if they don't like it, it's like, okay.
Like I'm not going to be like, you have to play tennis and you have to try it, but I'm going to be like, would you, like, this was mom's favorite sport growing up. Would you go and play with me? Or like, would you take a lesson and just see if you like it? Like, I think that's the approach instead of, I don't even know what other parents might do, but I think that I would do that. Yeah.
Okay. Follow-up question for you. Which sports? I'm looking at data from the Sports and Fitness Industry Association that came out, I think just recently, or some folks were sharing it this week. From 2019 to 2022, which 2 sports grew the most in terms of participation from children?
Major
Ages like
sports?
6 to 12, like growing up.
And like major sports, like not like fringe pickleball.
Yeah. I've got like a list of about a dozen sports in front of me. Which 2 sports do you think grew the most basically over the last few years in the pandemic?
I'm thinking about like, who are these kids' parents? My first instinct is golf, because golf just exploded in the pandemic with like people our age, but I'm not sure if golf was for kids.
Well, but yeah, it's like, what could you have taken your kids to do?
Yeah.
Like maybe basketball or soccer are the 2 things I'm thinking. Like things definitely outside. Maybe all sports are outside. But
do you think it's more team related or individual related?
That's my question for you.
No, I'm talking to Taryn.
I think that. Well, I think it's got to be individual, because if it happened during the Tyler, article reference the pandemic a lot? Like,
It's
is
from
it around
1922.
the pandemic?
I'm just looking at the raw data, so it's not an article with like narrative. I just have the data in front of me, and it doesn't reference the pandemic, but I think it would be smart to take that into account.
This isn't like a trick question like esports or anything like that, right?
No,
This
no,
is
no, not a trick question. Just like the
right,
typical sports you would think.
I'm going golf and I have no idea.
Tennis. Let's ship tennis.
Let's ship tennis. Yeah.
Okay, do you
golf
lock it in?
tennis.
Lock it in.
No. These are too rich of sports. Like buying golf clubs, like getting access to a tennis court, right?
Well, I'm thinking like what was really big on like Netflix and stuff the last few years too. Like tennis had such
F1.
a big
F1. They're buying little go-karts for their kids.
Also expensive. Okay, you lock in your answer?
Maybe it's soccer. Maybe soccer is always the safe bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Just tell
answer,
us.
the top two fastest growing sports, number 1, tennis at 51%.
Sweet.
And number 2, golf at
Nice.
32%.
We crushed
We
that.
did
We
it.
crushed that.
Wait,
What's
that's
interesting,
amazing.
a lot of team sports decreased. Baseball
Makes sense.
down 20%, cheerleading down 23%, football down 13%, which I would have thought it would have been down
More.
further, both the pandemic and just like safety, right? Volleyball down 14%. Hockey, Tony, down 17.5%. But
That it's so hard for kids to play hockey. Like it's just the timing. The timing for hockey is just shit time. Like practices are so late, games are weird, and it's just hard to find rinks. Like it's not something you just pick up and start playing either.
totally.
Will you guys try to make your kids play hockey knowing how hard of a sport it is?
100%.
And it's not that hard. Like
Well,
it
not
really
not
isn't,
sorry,
just-
not like playing it, but like what you said, like all the problems getting into it.
Yeah, this is where like the parents' influence kind of goes down on their kids of like pushing them to try something. Like definitely going to do hockey and like some sort of track or
Buddhism and exposure.
Definitely not football. I think football.
Yeah,
like
can't do it.
I can't believe my parents let me play. Like just crazy.
Can I give you guys some?
It sucks because
Go
I
ahead,
think
T.
it's so cute. Like I think little boys playing football is so cute, or girls. But it's one of those things that like I'm gonna want to watch it, and then I'm gonna feel weird being like, why are we allowed to watch it? But our kid, we're like, no, don't play it. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just like you see, like I probably had 5 or 6 concussions in the course of like 6
insane.
years, which is crazy. And looking at just all the videos of little Pop Warner kids doing hitting drills, and you just hear the pops of the helmets hitting, and like their little heads are so big because the helmets are like so big compared to their bodies, and it almost seems like they're just getting whiplash. Like these videos are crazy.
Yeah, I guess it's just not worth it.
Yeah. What are you saying, T?
Can I give you some other data that like that I think is interesting?
Yeah.
Sure.
Unrelated to sports, but somewhat related to like a theme that I think is becoming troubling. So, research published by the Urban Institute supports a surge finding that homeschooling between 2019 and 2022 increased by 30%. So in that same time period, more homeschooling. Some more data. Trust in the church or organized religion is down for Americans to 31%. Membership in amongst U.S. adults has moved in the 40s. It was around like 75%. And we can post all this stuff if folks want to like fact check or see the actual raw data. It's down to 47% membership in churches.
of a church. Okay.
Yeah, of like a religious institution. PwC survey found that 72% of workers surveyed want to continue working from home for at least 2 days a week. 32% said they'd like to work from home permanently. And when you put that together, what I noticed about the sports was that those are individual sports too. tennis and golf on the rise.
Yeah.
So this goes back
everyone's
to
just
like
kind
our
of-
social club conversation, which is just like, okay, so you're not a part of a church, you want to work from home, you're not a part of a team. You're it's like, we're just like, I just worry that we're on this path of like creating these like isolationist, solo children.
Loneliness is like
Yeah.
on the rise, obviously has been like for the last 10 years or something. Like social media is making everybody more lonely, more sad. Like,
And that, yeah.
this is crazy.
Is
I
it-
Yeah.
saw something that said that like the fastest growing schools or like this new trend is in people creating like small schools in their own communities, like families. So like
Yes.
we would all
Private
You
create
hire a
school.
teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just hire a teacher. They make $100K or whatever more than they're making at the public school. And
But
then you
these are
just
more for
split it
like
between,
rich families. These are for people that can
Yeah.
afford that shit, you know?
Yeah.
Totally. But I know you guys remember Amy Radcliffe?
The
I
girl
went
who
to college
tattooed
with
you on
her.
the couch.
The girl who tattooed on our couch. Yes, she didn't tattoo me, but she tattooed on our couch. She, her and her mom are starting one. They're like starting a little school, I think in Venice or somewhere in Southern California. And she has 2 kids and they're just like going to
Wow.
make their own little school.
I think if you look at the cost of private school, it probably starts to make sense if you can pull together your 10 neighbors or 10 buddies, be like, hey, let's each pay $5,000 or $10,000, and we can get our kid can get educated in a classroom or a living room of like 10 people or 15 instead of 30.
Yeah.
Starts to make sense. I feel like we're going to get some YouTube comments here, guys. I feel like we're drifting into the you and your rich friends YouTube comments.
Come back down to yeah.
We got our first. Oh, for context, for everyone listening, we got our first hate comment.
Yeah, because y'all only
on
look
one
at
of
the
our
food.
clips.
You don't look at prices at a menu.
Yeah,
You
because
guys are restaurant privileged.
I just am like going to a restaurant because I want a specific thing. Not all, it's like I want something yummy. I don't want whatever. That's crazy, T. That makes me sad.
Yeah.
we got to look out for it. It seems like as a parent, one of the few things you could do to help with socialization is like a team sport. I think it's like something to consider. Is like that seems like an easy box to check. Like if you're not going to put them into a public school, if you're not going to put them into a religious institution, if you're, all these things, and it's like, you can like let them play a team sport.
Wait, you guys, this might be like so dark for the end of this conversation, but I went to this, let me find it. Hold on. I went to a, like, fuck, let me pull it up. Chat amongst yourselves.
Okay, wait. Something I saw. Do you guys remember Bad Baby? The girl from,
Yes.
Karen, did you see this? You saw it?
No.
Okay, Bad Baby was the girl on Dr. Phil, like, I don't know,
Oh,
5 or
yes.
6 years ago.
What
She
was
got
the famous
for
line?
Cash Me Outside, how about that?
Cash me outside. How about that?
Dude,
Yeah.
okay, so she just turned 18 in, I don't know, 2021 or something. And a few days ago, she just sent a screenshot of her OnlyFans earnings from 2021. So, like, she just like sent like a 2-year-old screenshot. Her first month
Is she
on
using your app to show
No,
her
I
income?
wish.
Was it a
I
Benji
wish.
screenshot? Dude was like, you remember that girl? First paying customer of Benji.
Dude, first month of OnlyFans when she turned 18 in 2021, $18 million. $18 million. And then for like the following 6 months, it fluctuated between like $6 and $2 million bucks. I calculated it all up. She made $34 million dollars just from like this when she was 18, which is so weird because all these whoever was subscribing to her OnlyFans knew who she was when she was like 16, 17. So like she turns 18. Yeah.
Dude, there's so much wrong with this story. I don't know where to start. There's so many awful things about this.
My first
my
thought
God.
whenever it comes to
T,
OnlyFans.
will you turn your mic down a little bit? It's spiking on my side. Go
My
ahead,
first
Tones.
thought for any model who makes money off OnlyFans, one, like, dude, great, good for you, grabbing the bag. But my immediate thought after is like, who the hell is paying for this shit? Like, 2 reasons. One, it's like if like you want to see that shit, like it's free online. And then 2, like, why would you even pay for that? I don't get it at all.
I don't pay for any of them, but isn't it that people like, I don't know, wouldn't it be just like you're wanting to support the person instead of
Absolutely
like-
not.
I think it's
absolutely
know.
not.
I think they call them like parasocial relationships, where it's like less about the content and more about feeling closer to the person, where like they have all these features where you can DM and, like act as if you're their boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. But now, like, I'm reading articles that there's agencies that are running those things anyways. So you think you're DMing, this beautiful
Oh, I
girl or
didn't know
whatever, but
that.
it's actually some
It's
like
you.
22-year-old guy who's like doing it with 12 monitor setup across all these things. So there's like agencies that run those for the creators now too. So
Oh my God.
Just unreal. Anyway, that was
Unreal.
my little thing while you were finding your thing, Taryn.
Okay, so my thing was I went to Cammie's manager, Maddie, who you guys met at my wedding. Her sister is really involved in like reproductive rights, like pro-choice stuff in LA. And this like Hollywood, like I don't even know, some big producer had this event at her house and we all went, and Maddie's sister was like, would you guys come and support this cause?
Was
We're
Bad
like, of
Bunny
course.
there?
But no, but it was like all these people that like, good joke, Tyler. Oh, nice. It was like all these people that like clearly are like deep in the industry, but you don't know what they do or who they are. And like, they're just hearing
Hollywood
the conversations.
industry or like
They're all,
YouTube
like-
industry?
No. They're like producers, like big Hollywood producer types.
Scary.
I know. So I'm like walking
Culty.
around like, whoa, this is crazy. But one of the things, so what they're trying to do is like, help reproductive rights in the US and all of that stuff. But they shared this stat that I just thought was insane. First question that I'm going to ask you all is how many states in the US has banned abortion and made it criminal?
2.
I'm going to go with a little more than that. There's some southern chunk there. I'm going to say like 6.
14 states in the US
Really?
have banned
my
and made
gosh.
criminal abortion. What percent of the population lives in those 14 states?
I think most of the population is in the big cities, like on the coast. So in the 14, so that'd be 28% if it was all equal.
Yeah. I'd say like
I'm in
7%.
10%.
23% of the US population lives in the 14 states where abortion is banned. Isn't that
Wow.
insane? I
Wow.
just was so mind blown by that. And their whole
I mean,
thing is like,
statistically, it's not insane. Like, just those numbers add up. But
the numbers add up, I guess. Well, sure. But it's just the fact that like 23% of the population, if they were to get an abortion, it's a criminal act.
Dude, I love how we're coming right out of the gates on episode 1 with abortion as our topic.
yeah.
Be like,
Wait,
okay,
that's not
let's-
right. That's not right. That's not right. Like, 23% of that population is like over our female or what?
No, 23% of the US population lives in states where abortion.
So the amount,
is
so that
banned.
percentage is lower though of who.
Sure. Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah. You get the point. But their
That's
like
crazy.
specific center is they're all lawyers that run the center, and their whole thing is like ballot addendums, which is making sure that they can get like overturning those laws onto state ballots. My last question for you is how much do you think it cost to orchestrate the ballot addendum in Michigan? They tried to do this in Michigan.
I thought you were going to ask us how much does it cost to get an abortion, which I also have no idea.
I have varying data points from like $20 to $150.
That seems very
Which is-
cheap.
Yeah, and the people that need them can't get them, and then they have to have a kid instead of just paying for their own abortion, which is so much more expensive. It's so sad.
Wait, I didn't know if you were joking. $100, you could get an abortion for that cheap?
I heard $150. I've never had one, so I don't know, but I did hear that. Google it.
But then the argument folks would make is like you also have to travel there and get there and whatever.
Well,
and
especially
if
if you're in one of these states. Yeah. Wait, okay, so how much do you think the ballot addendum costs, like in Michigan, to get this on the ballot?
I'm seeing $2,000 to $7,000 for abortions.
Jesus Christ. That is so much and so sad. That out of context is wild. I'm seeing 2,000 to 7,000 for an abortion.
I have no idea about this ballot stuffing thing. What ballot stuffing? What is it?
This stuff.
Tony just like has Fox News on in the background, and they're like talking about ballot stuff. He's like, "What'd you say? I don't know. Well, I don't know what about this ballot stuff."
I'm gonna say something crazy expensive because you're shocked by it. I'm gonna say like $250,000. Actually, that's not that expensive for the state.
I haven't the slightite idea.
All right.
I have no
Let me
idea.
just tell you.
Yeah.
$55 million. To get it, just to get it on the ballot so that the people can overturn it. And that's why so many states, like once it happens, it's so impossible to turn back.
That is
I
crazy.
hate this shit.
It's so sad. I learned so much. I felt so smart. I was like, oh my God. Until people started asking questions, they're like, any questions for the lawyers? And the questions were so thought out. Mine was going to be like the most basic shit. I should have, but yeah, it's corrupt.
Guys, I want to have a guest. I know we were going to try and stay away from politics, I thought, on the podcast. Maybe we're not. I don't know. But I want to bring on a special guest, like a friend that like listens to the first episode, like James Martin or something. And then like,
You're
laugh a little bit. And then
James Martin. This is the 4th time he's been mentioned, and we've recorded 4 episodes.
Okay. I want to bring on James.
I'm not smart enough to talk politics. I'm just the government's corrupt kind of guy over here.
No, I just want to bring like a random friend on and then be like, okay, so first question, like, what do you make of what's happening in the Middle East, and like, what do you think the path forward is for peace and with Gaza and Israel, and just stare at them
and just let it fly.
God. Just let it slide.
And then they look at me and I go like this.
It's not magnifying. You have to like move it away.
Yeah.
There you go.
And for our non-video watch, for our listeners at home, Taryn's been playing with a magnifying glass the whole
show.
It's
like an elephant husk or some shit.
But also hasn't mentioned it, even though she's the CEO of the podcast with the most expertise in podcasting, knowing that you do kind of have to talk about what you're doing visually.
Yeah, that's so true. Wait, my dad has a check right here. Do you guys want me to give you the account information? You can cash it yourself.
Send it. Wire it. All right.
Well,
I need to go get some tacos.
Nice to see you guys.
Tuesday. Dude, we're all unemployed. I got my days. Tuesdays, Taco Tuesday. Wednesdays, Wing Wednesday. And then Thursdays, there's Taco Thursday at this other place by the freeway. And then
it's Fast Friday.
You don't eat on Friday. And then Saturday, I go to my mom's and she cooks for me. And then Sunday, we go to the grocery store and cook at home.
Starve Sunday.
Starve
me Sunday.
What are you doing tonight, T?
Taryn and I are making a baked potato bar.
Aww.
Like little ground beef, cheese, sour cream on a baked potato.
That's sweet.
Send us pics.
I will.
I'm
Good
gonna
to
hang
see
out
you
with my
guys.
mama.
Potato.
Love you guys.
Yeah, tell your mom we said hi.
Love
We
to
will.
everyone's family. Hey, Tony, if
gosh.
you were at your parents' house with your mom, we would all be recording this podcast from our parents' house.
I know.
Sean, too, if he would have logged in.
Oh, wait, real quick. Are we doing the WeWork tomorrow or no? I can book it.
Whatever you guys think. I might have to take my mom to a doctor's appointment at like noon in Newport. So I might be over there, which would be a little tough.
Okay, just text me. T,
Okay, we'll
stand
text
by.
you.
Love you
Stand
guys.
by.
All right.
Peace.
Later.
Love you guys. See ya.